Hello, this is Victor Infante, editor of Worcester Magazine and the features editor for the Telegram Gazette, and this is your weekly WoMag Rundown. Oh, goodness gracious, we have so much in our pages this week. Not all, we call this the WoMag Rundown, but really not all of it's in WoMag. A lot of it's in the Act section. Some of it's in the daily pages of the Telegram Gazette. It's all the stuff that the group of reporters, though, that make up the WoMag Telegram features staff put together. So but WoMag Rundown sounds a lot better than saying all that, so we're gonna stick with that. Anyways, let's start with the Act section actually, because this week Richard Duckett has a rundown of Indian Ranch's summer season, which is going to be its 80th anniversary. A lot of favorites in the mix, including the Osborne Brothers, the Mavericks, Three Dog Night, and more. But perhaps most exciting is the band that's going to be kicking it off, which is Little Feat, which is on its farewell tour at the moment. Its final tour. We'll see. We know a lot of bands say that. Richard does have a fantastic interview, though, with vocalist Bill Payne about the band and where it's going in this as it wraps things up in its touring life. So yeah, that's going to be happening. That is on, both of those stories are online now on worcestermag.com and telegram.com. And you can read them there, or you can read them on print on Sunday. That's fine. I'm not going to stop you. I am not the boss of you. I'm barely the boss of my own department. Honestly. Anyways, in WoMag this week, Richard also talks to WSU student Alex Lucier about his film Summer Interlude, which is making a stir after winning the Outstanding Achievement Award for Best New England Feature at the Massachusetts Independent Film Festival, which was held here in Worcester. We talked a little bit about that film festival a couple weeks ago. It's going to be going through some changes, but clearly it has an impact on the films that have performed well there. So that is the thing I think local filmmakers need to keep in mind when they're supporting these projects and these things like this festival, the Shawnee Film Festival, Cinema Worcester, all these locally driven film organizations. I know there's some that just bring in movies and art houses, some that are open to local filmmakers. It is very easy for the city to collect money on big films and TV shows shooting here. And let's face it, it's really cool when The Walking Dead are walking around on Worcester Common or on Exchange Street or something. But if we're if Worcester's really to have a thriving film scene and community and not just be a place where Hollywood comes to use our cool, affordable space. We really need to make sure that we're taking care of local filmmakers and the organizations that support them. I don't really have a way to do that right now. I think it's up to those organizations to be more vocal about what they need and what they want. But supporting local films really does seem to be a major thing for Worcester to do. It seems to be the next step in our artistic evolution. Um, just developing movies here that aren't outside the studio system, are cool, are interesting, are different, and fun. And I think we really have the ability to do that here. So anyways, I've gone off on a tangent. So whoever had this mark on the betting pool, please collect your $5. In other stories, Meg Troglow explores the world of Food Festival here in Worcester and talks to guitarist Troy Mercy, known for his work playing with bands such as the Fabulous Thunderbirds, about his new solo album, and takes a look at the exhibit at the Denholm building that pays homage to Worcester's First Lady of Jazz, Miriam Mamie Moffett. Also in this issue, Margaret Smith talks to Joyce Augustus, founder and president of J. Cassand Inc., online fashion retail store, about her long history in local nonprofits, and also visits the Out of This World Cat Show at the Acadian Social Club in Gardner. Lastly, there's a couple newsier art stories in the Telegram Gazette's Thursday edition. That's, again, on that lifestyle page that's kind of at the back of what you would think is the sports section. We just have that one page, but it's ours. We're holding on to it with dear life. Anyways, this year's Frank O'Hara Prize is going to be going to Worcester poet M. Campbell. And perhaps news that shouldn't have been as surprising and delightful as it was, former Museum of Worcester Executive Director Bill Wallace is being named this year's Harvey Ball Smile Award recipient. Bill Wallace has really done an amazing amount of work over there in his many years at the Museum of Worcester, and was one of the people that driving forces behind the Harvey Ball and the Smile Award. So really, I can't think of anyone more fitting for receiving the award this year, for somebody who's brought a lot of joy to Worcester, which is what that award is for. Bill Wallace really, really has earned it, and this is a great way, I think, to bid him a happy retirement as he moves on to the next phase of his life, and the Museum of Worcester moves on to the next phase of its. Anyways, I barely scratched the surface of what we've got in the paper this week. We've put together a heck of a lot of arts and culture stories here at the Telegram Gazette and Worcester Magazine. And you can read all of them in print. Most of them are online now already. If they're not online now, they will be before the end of the day Friday, I'm sure. But yeah, telegram.com, worcestermag.com. Check out what we've got there, and we'll talk to you next week. Thanks.